Okay. Good evening. Guten Erev Shabbos Nachamu. The shir tonight is dedicated Lili Nishmas, my mother, Sonia Bas Yechil Me'aleh Shalom. Shabbos is her yortzeit. So,
This Shabbos?
yeah, Yud Gimel Av. Amen. I remember Tisha B'Av, right fast. I was in America. As the fast went out, I broke fast and I was away to the airport. And I got to Israel. Like, you give a love, she was nifter. Terry Aleph, who said, Tika b'choy the shofar b'chesed of Chagenu. This is said about Rosh Hashanah. And we said last week, Ish Israeli, a Jew, was created Shalom and Shalom ala Malachim, rule over the Malachim. As Chazal said, Hasidim tzadikim shem chitzoson lifnim imaloch hashoris. He says, however, Rabbeinu says that every person needs to come to this madrega, that he should rule over the Malachim. Malachim want to know what Kadosh Baruch Hu is doing, you should ask him. But so the person needs to be very much on guard, because the Malachim are very jealous of a person like that. We noticed already the very, very unique, very interesting. Why would the Malachim will have jealousy? What do they care? They're created to do Ratzon HaKadosh Baruch Hu. What? Well, yeah. You see already in the very beginning that Kadosh Baruch Hu wanted to create a person. The Kadosh Baruch Hu wanted to create a person, Adam, and the Malach of Emes stood up and said, "Hey, time out. This is all messed up. You can't create an Adam. He's going to sin before you. What do you care? What do you care? What Kadosh Baruch Hu doesn't know, Kadosh Baruch Hu doesn't know. The Malach Emes, the midah of Emes. How can you say the Kadosh Baruch Hu? How can you create a person? He's going to make an Averis. He's going to make Averis. He'll do Averis. Yeah. Kadosh Baruch Hu didn't know that. Only you, Malach Emes, Kadosh Baruch Hu doesn't know.
He asked them though.
Said him. But when he asked them, don't they know that because Baruch Hu said he wants to create a person. So Rashi says that by asking them, we see the anova for Kadosh Baruch Hu. Says a person, he consulted with him. So Rashi says, we learn from this, we learn derech eretz. that the Godel, just consult with your underlings, as it were. It's like but still, you're talking about malachim, okay? Talking about the malach means the highest level of emes. It's the biggest malach there is, right? You don't get it because Baruch Hu wants to create a person. And Lamaisa, so Kadosh Baruch Hu took the emes, and threw it to the ground. He says, "Vatosh lecha emes arza." Emes was thrown to the ground. Yeah, that's what it says about that. Moshe Rabbeinu throwing the luchos to the ground is the nishtalshalus of Kadosh Baruch Hu throwing midas emes down to the ground. When the Malach said that a person will make averes, so Kadosh Baruch Hu threw the emes to the ground. The chura, when you're thinking about it, the Malach of emes is emes, It's true. It's true that the person will sin.
Yeah.
The Malach didn't just come up with some kind of a crazy scheme to divert the Kadosh Baruch Hu from his kavanah to create men. He said something which is emes. It's Malach emes. It's kula emes, right? So what is milchatchila? What's the Malach's problem? Okay. Why did Kadosh Baruch Hu throw the Malach to the ground? What good does it do? He take the emes, he throw it on the wall. And so what? It's still emes. Doesn't change the fact it's emes. And what happened afterwards? That why did Kadosh Baruch Hu create a person? If that's an emes dikataina. So what happened was that Kadosh Baruch Hu is tachlis emes, is the emes lamita. And mitzad quite a few reasons, it's not shayach for a person to do an avera and to continue to exist. Continue to exist.
How could you let a person because of the
Yeah, it's not shayach. First of all, Kadosh Baruch Hu is reality. It's like a person holding something and he says, okay, I don't want this piece of paper to fall to the table. So I don't want it, no. It still falls on the table. Kadosh Baruch Hu is mitzias. What happens when you go against mitzias? Smashed. That's what a malach says. Samus. It can't be.
It can't be.
It can't be.
The emes.
Yeah, the emes says it can't be. Kadosh Baruch Hu is mitzias. Rabbeinu says in Sichas Haran, even it's not, forget about averis. Even if a person does something which is not als covered of a Kodesh Baruch Hu, it's not dignified for Kodesh Baruch Hu. It doesn't stem the cover of Kodesh Baruch Hu. It says already, if chas v'chalila a person does something like that, it's already befitting that Hashem Yirachem what will happen to such a person. We're not talking about doing something which is against the Ratzon HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Something is it's not the covet of Hashem. So what happened then is that there was one neshama, which is Sherish Nishmas Israel. Because Israel is Chelek Elokam Imah. It's above the Malacha. And that neshama came to HaKadosh Baruch Hu and said, it's okay. You can create a person, and whatever the person will do Averis, whatever it is, I'll take care of it. That neshama. That neshama gave HaKadosh Baruch Hu guarantee, because that neshama, which is a Sherish Nishmas Yisrael, that's the neshama of the tzaddik, that understood, it's above the Malach. It's above the Malach. That understood the Kadosh Baruch Hu dafka wants the tikkun ha'olam to come through men. The Malachim say, how can you do this? A person will sin. Tzad echad is not possible, because it's against the Metzias. Tzad sheni, it's not a covered Kadosh Baruch Hu that any creation will do against the ratzon of the Creator.
We didn't want to create the world with Midas Hadin.
Said that's Midas Hadin. When we're saying the Midas Haemes, we'll get to how Midas Hadin and Midas Harachim, how the whole thing works. But the neshama of the tzaddikim, of the tzaddik emes, understood that even though what the Malach Hashem is obviously saying truth, nevertheless, HaKadosh Baruch Hu dafka wanted it, that it should go through a person, through a man. Question is why? Why did HaKadosh Baruch Hu want this dafka this way? And what did, Rabbi Nosson speaks about it, what does the neshama of the tzaddik understand that the malachim don't understand? Which explains also why the person was created to rule over the malachim. Why a person was created to rule over the malachim. Malachim and gleich, they're going straight. Yeah, it's just one thing, that just going straight. It doesn't stem. Kadosh Baruch Hu is Ein Sof, is infinite. There cannot be a situation, there will be a person that will demean, that will pagea because the Kadosh Baruch Hu in such a way to do against the Ratzon Hashem. The Baal Tanya says, very brutally, the Baal Tanya says that for a person, what they need to do in Avera is like a person who is holding the melech by his hair. Before the upshar, before the after Tisha B'Av, the haircut, just grabbing by tzitzis roishay, and he pulls the head of the melech down and dunks it into a pail filled with soya. The Baal Tanya says, what doing an Avera is like? A melech, a person holding the melech by the hair and pulling the melech's head down and dunking the melech's head into a pail full of soya. Balatanya says that. Can you imagine? Now you understand why the Malachim were so scandalized. Can you imagine somebody doing that?
Why are we saying that they're very?
It's the also of the Melech. When the person said, what does it mean? Because Baruch Hu wants to do one thing, and you do opposite what the Kodesh Baruch Hu wants. Because Baruch Hu says not to do it, and you do it.
Why would it be like affecting Hashem? Like that? It doesn't affect
No, from the person's side. From your side, not from the side of Hashem. From your side. Imagine you doing this. Not from the Melech side, from your side. Imagine you doing this. Yeah. Because you're Neshama, you're Rotzen, Rotzen HaKadosh Baruch Hu. The Rotzen HaKadosh Baruch Hu is a real thing. It's not some kind of concept, some kind of a new age concept. It's reality. It's HaKadosh Baruch Hu is a real thing. When a person does the opposite of Rotzen Hashem, it's like taking the head, the king by the head, and just dunking it. Shem Yerachem. So it's quite easy to understand why the Malachim were so rattled. What are you doing? How can it be? But Nosson explains that what the Malachim did not understand, because they're Malachim, because they're not tzaddikim, is that the pasuk says, "Aviso tehilo, you desired praise, megushe offer, for clumps of dirt, krutzei chomer. Those are created from gash music, from chomer. HaKadosh Baruch Hu wanted his glory to be glorified, dafka, from the ground. From Tachlis the Madrega Shfelo. Question is why? This is the tzaddikim. Tzaddikim understand that the malachim could not, because the malachim are linear. There's a Kodesh Baruch Hu, there's a Ratzon Kodesh Baruch Hu. Doing anything against the Kodesh Baruch Hu, Hashem Yerachem, is the worst thing possible. As we have explained, as the Baal HaTanya explains very dramatically and very vividly. Why dafka mi gushay offer krutzachar? The answer is that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is totally abstract. There's absolutely no connection between human being, in fact, even a malach, and a HaKadosh Baruch Hu. They're totally opposite.
Totally what?
Opposite. The Kodesh Baruch Hu is total ruchnius. There's not a shred of gashmius. The Bria, even the highest level of the Bria, as the Zohar, the famous Zohar says, that Kesa Elyon, which is the highest level of them all, he says it's totally black and dark when compared to the reason of all reasons. The highest light, the highest ruchnius that we can imagine, when compared to Ilos HaIlos, the reason of all reason, It's totally dark. It's totally black in comparison. There's no common denominator between HaKadosh Baruch Hu and his creations. How can a person, okay, so you'll be Mishabech HaKadosh Baruch Hu. What are you going to do? The praises that we sing HaKadosh Baruch Hu, these are the true praises of Hashem. It's nonsense. It's like going, I like it. It's like you go to, to Albert Einstein. And he says, wow, you can read without Nekudas. Wow. That's a Shevach. You're the biggest genius. It was, wow, you can read without Nekudas. Check you out. Wow. This is the Shevach of this person. You can read without Nekudas. Wow. That's a Shevach. It's an insult. The biggest Shevach that we can pray to Kodesh Baruch Hu in this world, vis-a-vis what the Kodesh Baruch Hu really is, it's an insult. Kodesh Baruch Hu gave us reshus. Rabbeinu said, Kodesh Baruch Hu gave us reshus to call him names and shvachim, whatever it is, so we can have some kind of a tfisa, some kind of a grasp in a Kodesh Baruch Hu. But that's a really Maisa. What we're saying vis-a-vis Kodesh Baruch Hu is nonsense. B'chal nishkan shevach. As David HaMelech says, Lecha dumia tehila. The proper praise, the closest praise that you can come to praise the Kodesh Baruch Hu is silence. In other words, I want to be Mishabech HaKadosh Baruch Hu. What are you going to say? Because you can't even begin. Okay, now you're getting closer. The fact alone that you realize that you can't even begin bichlal. Okay, now that you're getting warmer. So all the shvachim, all the titles, all the melech, malcham, lochim, melech elyoin. It's popcorn. It's bobkis. It's gunished. Baruch Hu give us rishus to call him, and that's so because we are so gashmisdik, so we have some kind of a hold. Okay, we can talk, big, okay, big. Elyon, okay, a lot. So, so we can sort of like relate to him. But we cannot actually, when a person is here and he's basically okay, he's going to shul, he has kaveh itim l'Torah, and he's shomer Torah mitzvahs, more or less, Baruch Hashem, and he gets married, and he's had children, Baruch Hashem kanahara, some more talented, some less talented, some more from, some less from, basically. This is how you serve HaKadosh Baruch Hu. This is called shevach. That you're plus minus okay. When the only way that the human being can come to be meshabech the Kodesh Baruch Hu, we said, when are you getting warmer? When are you getting closer? When you realize that you can begin to be Meshabeach HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Now you're getting more closer. But a way to actually serve HaKadosh Baruch Hu is when you fall down and you figure that's it. My goose is cooked. I'm done. You might as well stick a fork in me. Finished. Kaputsky. I'm no good. I never was good. I never will be good. Yeah, sometimes I was good, but there's no chance. And a person takes a look at himself and he sees that there is no hope for him. Done. And he still gets up and he says the Kadosh Baruch Hu. That's the only way that you can serve a Kadosh Baruch Hu from this world. If you fall down and you come up to a realization, that's it, there's no hope for you anymore. As the Malachim say, finish. You made an Avera, you're done. Do you know who against whom you did an Avera? Malachim said you cannot create man because of that dichotomy. That how can you? And you realize that, and you fell, and you realize that's it. There's no hope for me, and still you get up. That is one step beyond of L'chadumir Tehillah. Chadumir Tehillah is that you're still good. Wow. And milim, right? No words. No words. Okay, you're getting close. But it's still not there. The Malachim sing, they still have words. One level is that there are no words. There are no proper words. But if you actually want to get from Chomer to Serek HaKadosh Baruch Hu, is when you serve HaKadosh Baruch Hu after falling down. After being convinced that that's it, no more chances for me. And you still get up. This is how Chomer can serve HaKadosh Baruch Hu, which is Ein Sof. Because with this, you actually mevatel the Chomer. You cancel out the Chomer. Chomer says, listen, and Lemaisa, that is the biggest klipa. That Malach of Emes, it's no stam that in Torah Aleph Likutey Moharan Chelek Rishon, the first Torah that Rav Nosson put in Likutey Moharan, it wasn't the first Torah that Rabbeinu said. Nevertheless, it was put as the first Torah in Likutey Moharan. They said that the klipo, that klipo, is a white fire, and it dresses himself up as a mitzvah, but it's still a malach mazik. It's an avenging angel. What is this mitzvah that malach dresses himself up with? That camouflages itself with emes? The answer is, it tells you, there's no hope for you. Do you know against whom you sinned? How can you argue with that? You know what you did? How can you argue with that? Not only you did this, but you're still thinking about it. In the back of your mind is saying, yeah, you remember that? You did it again, all over again. That's it, it's finished. But you, it's a mitzvah. You're Shemai. Malach Maliko. The entire, that malachim, that's the kina, the jealousy of the malachim. Who speaks like this? Against whom you sinned? You know whose covered you trampled to the ground? What a chil Hashem you did? I don't care if you did it in front of people or you did it when you were alone. It's a chil Hashem. And it's inexcusable. How many times did you try to start Seva Kadosh Baruch Hu? You start and only to find out that you're only joking. You're only kidding yourself. How many times? That is Kinnas HaMalachim. That notion that, why bother? Why bother? Go learn how to be an accountant, a race driver, a pilot. I don't know, whatever it is. Do something else. Do something that there's hope in it. That was the whole milchama of Goliath. He stood for 40 days, cursing out Shem Yerachem. Oh man, cursing out Shem Elokei Yisrael. And Am Yisrael stood there, and they were afraid to move a limb. The whole inyan is that he told them, who are you kidding? Who do you think you are? Until when will you continue to kid yourself and to fantasize that you can also be an Eved Hashem? You can also come close to Kodesh Baruch Hu. Oh, okay, look. No, you tried, no. What was the result? Fall flat on your face. Then you start again, and boom, you fall flat on your face. That is Kinnas HaMalachim. Because Avisa, Tehillah, you wanted glory, Megushe offer from clumps of dirt. Krutei Chana. Those were created from material, from matter. Because it's only when the Gashmias overtakes you and you feel that there's no way out, can you actually come closer to the Jabal. Rabbeinu says when he traveled to Eretz Yisrael, when he was in Istanbul, and he brought himself down, he was playing street games with the boys in the street. He's going around without a hat, just with a shirt, just look out the record. Rabbeinu said that was getting himself down like that was the only way he would be able to get that Israel. He says the reason Baal Shem Tov didn't get that Israel is because he couldn't do that. Because for the tzaddik emes to be able to get to Eretz Yisrael, first of all, you have to go down to the ground. Avita tehilo megushe offer kutzecham. But tosh l'chaim es arta, the truth is thrown to the ground. Why? Ki emes me'eretz titzmach. The truth The real truth, the way HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants it, is only one that grows from the ground, from under the ground, from beyond hope. That's why that was the mistake of Elisha Acher. He went to the Madrega that he went. He was the Rebbe of Rabbi Meir Baal HaNes. He was one of the four that went to the Pardes, the orchard. He was so high. His final test is to hear Shuvu bonim sheivovim chutz me'acher. Everybody has a tikkun except for this dude. Everywhere he went, a simon. He asked the child, wasn't the child gave him a pasuk that he has no hope. Everything was for him, no hope for you. His mistake was he got into the orchard and the malachim pushed him out. How did they push him out? They got him into a headspace of a malach. Kadosh Baruch Hu was Elisha Acher. That's it. There's no tikkun. No tikkun. No tikkun. That's a malach. There's no tikkun. Either white or black. No, nothing in between. No way. He went into the orchard and he saw the Malach Matat. Malach Matat is an angel that it is in charge of all the other angels in Olam Yetzirah. It's a Malach that is in charge of all the singing, of all the Malach. That's a big boss. There's a CEO of Olam Yetzirah. And it's so great that the head of Malach Matat is an Olam Abriya. And its legs, as it were, is an Olam Asiyah. Its body is Olam Yetzirah. A Malach that spans three Olamas. Asiyah, Yetzirah, and Briya. And Elisha Acher, Elisha ben Avuya, went to the orchard, saw Malach Matat. That's a god. Finish. That's the boss. So he had a thought. So he thought, he knew that that's not Kodesh Baruch Hu, but what he saw is a melech, a total melech. I said, maybe that too. Boom. The minute he fell into this, that was the time of all the Avodah Zarah, all the idol worshippers, because Baruch Hu is, he's the one and only. But then, then he has, other helpers, that carry out also, and he should serve them. Whatever fell into. And the minute that he fell into this river of two Rashias, Rebbe Akiva saw the same thing. Rebbe Akiva, he wasn't around on the Seder. Malach Hashem Tzvokos, Ois Hu B'Tzva Dilei. He is an Ois. He is one of the generals in the army of Hashem. that thing that a person gets a clap because he falls into an Avera. You know, there are certain Averas that this says that me'uvas lo yichal litke. Something which is so corrupted, there's no way to fix it. One of them is a mamzer. What can a person?
If you're born a
Yeah, no, but it's also a person who fathered the mamzer. What can he do? Shlomo Melech said, "Mechate yicholim al chaykon," like a person who dumps burning amber onto his clothing. Somebody who now there's no okay, you know something? Oops, let's erase that. Let's say it didn't happen. No way. Rabbeinu, one of his talmidim, was a pogrom like that. And Rabbeinu told him, he gave him a set of tikkun, he said, if you will be able to do this, you will become an ois pogrom. In other words, your pgam, your this efficiency, the gashmis of that person's body will change into that odom kosher. Obviously, his status la aloha will still remain that he's a mamzer, but nevertheless, this guy he wasn't able to do it. Okay, they said that's fine, but we know that mamzer tamid chochem and kol gadol kohen gadol amaretz mamzer tamid chochem koydem. That is the question is that who you give cover to, a kohen gadol is an amaretz, or a mamzer is tamid chochem. Says mamzer tamid chochem koydem. There's no such thing as no hope by HaKadosh Baruch Hu. That, but this, the kinus of malachim is that, what did I do? That's it, I'm done, I'm finished. I'm done, I'm finished. No, there's no way, no way. Why don't I just dump myself into a fire? Forget about it. From there you get up. The tikkun of Felicia Acher would have been, Lamaise, what he was told was that somebody says that he will do a vera and he will do tshuva, then they don't give him a chance to do tshuva. What does it mean? What it means, it doesn't mean that mishamayim they prevent him from doing tshuva. What it means, they don't help him. And maspikim beyodai, they don't make it available to him. This is what happened to Acha. He got old. They never say that if Acha does tshuva, he's not accepted. But truth be told, even if you would have been told that, his tikkun would have been dafka. Okay, beseder, no mani yaseh. It's like a person that goes in the forest, doesn't know what to eat. There are bears in the forest. There are wolves in the forest, okay? And he is walking around. He gets to a house. He's hungry. He's dying, okay? And suddenly he sees a house in the middle of the forest. And he knocks on the door. And they say, you're not coming in. What are you going to do? You have nowhere to go. You keep on knocking the door, beat me up, do whatever you want, but let me, there's nowhere to go. That was the tikkun of Ach. But the Malachim pushed him out. This is the saga of the tzaddikim. That he is masig and he's helping every single Jew. And he's telling him, I'll tell you a secret. No matter who you are, no matter how pathetic you think you are, no matter how hopeless you may think you are, HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants you, but not only that he wants you just the way you are. Now, from where you are, that's where HaKadosh Baruch Hu, from there, come to him. That's how you're able to serve HaKadosh Baruch Hu with an ois malach perception. Malachim cannot do that. Malachim sing and they burn up. That's it. It's one mode, one phase. Last week we mentioned the Malachim that fell down. Came down to the ground because Baruch Hu says, okay, let's see you. We know how that ended. So this is what we said, specifically the taivas that the main taiva that the person being pushed to is of immorality. That's the main taiva that the person comes to this world to. Basically, it's as we will learn later, it's a three-headed monster. Is that particular taivas of money and taivas of food. These are the three big ones. Here we go. We were Tisha B'Av. On Tisha B'Av, we went down to the ground. This is why they say that call him Misabel Yerushalayim. Zoiche v'roeh b'simchas. He doesn't say anybody who's Misabel Yerushalayim will be Zoiche to see. No, you're such a El Chayid, whatever it is. In the future, you'll be Zoiche to Yerushalayim. It doesn't say that. It says, call Misabel Yerushalayim Zoiche. He merits. How can it be? Because by sitting on the ground, by going all the way down to the ground, by realizing that I am on the ground. Why ground? Some things went rather well. I was able to learn a couple of blots maybe today. I was able to do this, I was able to that, not so bad. You realize you're down to the ground. With this Yazoicha, to Bechini of Yerushalayim, that we will learn Mitzvah Shem about later on this Torah, that what the tikkun is, how a person can keep himself from being pushed by the malachim. Mind you can't do it on your own. And what are the midos, that pull a person down, make you more susceptible? All these wars that you see between you and yourself is kinus hamalacha. All these depressing thoughts, all this hopeless, bitter emptiness that you may feel like there's a void inside your stomach that you can never fill. There's nothing he's an Ovid Hashem. He's a Talmid Chacham. Well, he's wealthy, he's Matzliach, me. All this is Kinnis HaMalach. Everything that brings a person down, anything that ever happened to you in your life, stems from Kinnis HaMalach. But ultimately, it leads a person to a point that says, I can't. I'm like so broken. I'm so hopeless. I might as well, be mechayim myself somehow, entertain myself somehow. Usually it ends up doing things you shouldn't be doing. That's the international antidepressant. Doing everything. I feel good. Only afterwards it becomes worse. Without Hashem, next week we will continue and learn how a person can guard himself and ensure that he's not susceptible. It's only what we touched today is that when you hear Kinnis HaMalach and whatever, it sounds a little okay. That's for big people. That's for what's got to do with me? Okay, so today we found out it has very much what to do with me. That is my life. That's like a snapshot, a selfie. Me, my life. That's it. Now, Hashem, next week we'll start learning how you're able to fortify yourself, to inoculate yourself, what to do when these things happen. And let Hashem get lower and lower and lower up to the point, deeper and deeper until Zat Hashem we get to the Madrega, as Rabbeinu says, that philo becomes free. That's the ultimate. When a person just to Mir Kadosh Baruch Hu, it's open. Machshava, Dibur, Mais, everything is open. So, as I said before, now I want to tell you that I hope next week to bring invitations 2 weeks from today. In Mitzvah Hashem, there will not be a shir because my first granddaughter is getting married. So Mitzvah Hashem, Lina, next week I will bring some invitations, and whoever can come, I will be the happiest man on earth if you can show up. No, it's actually in Brachfeld. Modini Lit. Anybody can come, whatever it is. So as I said, this shir was dedicated to Lilu Nishmas Sonia Bas Yechilmer, my mother, Aleh Shalom, that Shabbos Nachamu this year is her yahrzeit. And the Shom Zat Hashem will have an aliyah, and the shir was Zat Hashem le'atzlocha, the zivug of Shmuel ben Dina Chava, and Sarah Rivka Bas Chana Chamarachal, Bizurchi to Bais Nemar B'Yisrael, Hivi Gohogun, Binyamin Zavnoson and Rochel, and all on Israel, all the Bachar Mamsel that need Zivug, Gogum, Hashem will get Zivug, all those who need children, Hashem will get children, Hashem, and all those who have children, Bizurchi to Megadol, their children, with Torah, Machub, Nasim Tevin, That Hashem will all get together in Rosh Hashanah and Uman. That Hashem,
Amen.
under the umbrella of Rabbeinu HaKadosh. Shkoyach and Kol Tov.
Wow. Wow. Beautiful.
Baruch Hashem, Baruch Hashem.